That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Jason David Frank.
Boom shakalaka.
Please do not change channel.
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. We are here at MegaCon, Tampa Bay, at the Tampa Bay Convention Center all weekend long. We've been hanging with artists, authors, filmmakers, musicians, cosplayers, creative minds of all kinds. Right now, we're hanging with the Hangin With Web Show's very own Cosplay Michael and the one and only Arizona Powergirl Cara Nicole. Cara, thanks for hanging with us.
Thank you for having me.
And, you know, thanks for coming over and hanging out with Cosplay Michael.
I love Cosplay Michael. He's one of my favorite cosplayers.
See that? Wow, look at that. You know, sometimes you have to be a little bit tricky to get these guys in the chair. We just dangle Cosplay Michael out there. That's how we get people to come over and talk to us. So, Cosplay Michael, you have any questions for Cara?
When did you start cosplay?
I started cosplaying in 2010 for a local cosplay charity group out in Phoenix, Arizona.
Do you know what the cosplay charity groups do?
No.
Well, would you want to know?
Yes.
So, what cosplay charity groups do is they do events like going to the children's hospital and visiting with sick kids, or going to a senior center and hanging out with sick elderly people. We hang out with a lot of sick people. That's why we wear gloves. It's very important when you're a cosplayer to wear gloves so that you don't get contaminated. It's also very important that when you're killing people with your weapons, that you sterilize them properly, because we don't want to spread sickness.
That's true.
Yes.
That is very true, isn't
Yes.
it? Because what happens when you don't wear gloves and you spend all weekend long at the con? What happens when you go home? You get con crud, don't you?
Yep.
Yep. So she's got to be careful of that. That's right. Go ahead. You got any questions?
What is your favorite cosplay?
Well, my favorite cosplay is Powergirl. I get to use my own hair, and I just feel more like myself. Like, that's the character that I identify with the most. But this one, I really, really, really love. This is the super funnest cosplay because I get to carry a machete and I get to have some blood.
That's pretty cool. What did you do yesterday? You got to play with Cecil at Cecil Graham's Cosplay yesterday and shoot zombies.
Yeah, I got to hold a fake SMC.
See? And those are the fun days, right?
Yeah.
Those are the fun days.
Yeah.
Look, what's her costume? Do you know her costume?
Yes.
I know you play some video games and you know some of the horror characters, right? What's her cosplay?
Jason.
That's right. Would you say this is a better Jason than the one you see on TV? This is a better Jason?
Yes.
Yes? Why? I tricked you. Why? Why is it a better Jason?
Because there's blood.
Okay,
the
well,
blood.
you know what? Jason in the first movie was actually a young boy. Have you considered cosplaying Jason with no mask? But if you go back to the original one, you know, there's some seaweed going on. It'd be a great costume for you, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Now, you know, Cara, you do some regular modeling.
I do.
You do. When did you start modeling overall?
Oh, I have no idea. I've been doing it on and off since I was a kid.
So like 3 years, 4, something like that? You know, because she's like 22 now. Don't look at me like that, you two. You all thought the same thing. Cosplay Michael, do you have any more questions?
Yes.
What would you like to know?
How many cosplays do you have?
How many? I have no idea. I don't even count them.
I know how much I have.
How many do you have?
12.
You have 12.
You have 12?
You're not even that many years old. And you have 12 costumes.
What's your favorite cosplay?
Out of all of them, it'd have to be Jon Snow.
Jon Snow? You like your Jon Snow?
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Cara, do you do any Game of Thrones cosplays?
I haven't done any Game of Thrones cosplays yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. But can I ask a few questions? Would you mind?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, Cosplay Michael, how do you feel about the safety of children at conventions? Do you feel like you're in a safe environment? Do you feel like this is an appropriate environment for kids?
Yes.
So what would you do if you misplaced your parents?
I don't.
Oh, that's happened before, hasn't it?
I don't know what that means.
If you can't find
If they
them,
got
what
lost,
do you do?
if they escaped.
Yeah, that happened last time. That happened last.
Yep, where do you go? Where do you go?
One of our people or our booth.
Or our booth, and you can find us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you were going to talk to a kid that was coming to a con for the first time, what would you tell them? How would they find their parents if they lost them? Does a con have people you can go to? Yeah? Yeah, and you find those people?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you make sure people know who you are, right? Yeah? So like if Cara found you, she'd know who you were. So you say hi to people? Yeah? What do you like best about conventions and all your cosplay friends?
What do I like best?
Yeah.
Or where was my favorite con? What's one?
What's your favorite con? Sure, what's your favorite con?
It would have to be San Diego Comicon.
Oh yeah? That was a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He likes San Diego, he got to do his first panel.
Ah,
Yeah.
I see. What was your panel on?
My panel was, actually, I don't know.
It was about kids in cosplay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the panel? I know what I saw, but what was your favorite part of the panel?
Correcting telling an 11-year-old kid that Halloween costumes don't count as cosplay.
Ooh, someone is hard.
Oh yeah, he's a hard man, this one. You gotta watch
You are
him.
hardcore.
That's
you know what I
right.
don't understand about kids that are really, really good cosplayers? Like, I've seen kids take duct tape and cardboard and create entire suits of armor that are amazing, but how come you guys can do that and you can't put like a fork in the sink?
Ooh, good question. How come you can cosplay so good, but you're not so good at doing your chores?
I do chores.
I know you do.
Well, barely any of them, because Ian has took over my chores now.
Oh, he's got an older brother.
Yes, my older brother is doing my chores for me.
Just say because priorities. Because priorities.
Okay.
That means it means that you have something more important to do.
Cara, how long have you been doing the convention circuit?
I've been doing the convention circuit since 2011.
2011? How do you like it?
Oh, I think it's great. I have a really great time. I meet a lot of people. I travel all over the country, US, Mexico. I want to do more international conventions as well. I get to do a lot of mentoring, and I teach a lot of cosplayers about the business side of cosplay, about the legalities. There's a lot of things people don't understand because it is a new booming industry. So nobody understands, well, not nobody, but a lot of people don't understand things like your taxes, ownership of intellectual properties, all these kinds of ins and outs, algorithms, that sort of thing. So I do a lot of mentoring in regards to that to make sure that I educate people properly and give them the best start in their cosplay career that I can.
You know, coming from the modeling industry overall, and then into cosplay modeling.
So I don't really have a lot of experience in modeling,
Okay.
and I did get the majority of it from cosplay. So,
but you know, cosplay as a creative art is only recently coming out of the shadows. Most people would think of cosplay and they would think, hey, it's the convention goers having a good time and wearing Halloween costumes. But cosplay as an art form is really booming right now as an art form and a business.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I try to mentor people and give
What's
them...
it been like for you transitioning from this world where most people would look at cosplay and think, oh, that's the hobby where they go to the conventions and they walk around, to being a professional and showing that this is a real creative art form?
Well, it's interesting because in my case, I started when it was just building up. So I did a lot of the legwork and a lot of the groundwork. I was purchasing tables in Artist Alley as a cosplayer before cosplayers were given tables. There was a time when a cosplayer might be at an artist table because he had a friend, or she knew someone, or was hired by an artist to be a model of something they drew or their book. And I created with my husband, we created my first cosplay photo book. And I got prints and I took my book and I bought a table, and I had my own table and my own banners and my own setup. And it was just something that wasn't done.
Yeah.
And so I just made that happen, and I started the groundwork for building that up.
Do you find conventions and convention goers more open to seeing cosplayers as artists now?
I do.
More than they were?
It's definitely changed over like the past 8 years, and that's something that I've been advocating for, that cosplay is a legitimate art form.
A form of artistic expression.
Absolutely.
It really is. You know, when we started the show, Cosplay Michael was just a little bored and he wanted something to do. So he dressed in a Halloween costume and he had a good time, and then he met professional cosplayers. And he found out, wow, there's a whole world where I can be creative and express myself.
Absolutely.
And it is a community that has gone largely unnoticed until recently. And the surge of, I always tell people when what was subculture became pop culture, now everybody sees us and goes, hey, there's something going on over there. And that you've been a part of that transition this whole time, and that's got to be an amazing feeling to come to. You know, even how's it been working with Fan Expo so far?
It's been great. This is my first time to Florida, and I'm loving it. You guys have this amazing view right here. Everyone has been wonderful. I've gotten to meet a lot of people that have been following me for years that, you know, weren't sure if they were ever going to get to meet me when you come to Florida. So I came to Florida, and FanX had me, and Fan Expo had me, and I hope to continue working with them. So tell Fan Expo you want me to come back.
Keep asking Fan Expo when you see them putting on cons if Arizona Powergirl will be there, Cara Nicole. Also, if you don't mind, ask them if the Hangin With Web Show is coming in, because we love doing what we do with great artists like this. She's got my shut up card, but before we do that, Cosplay Michael may have you got any more questions?
Yes.
What do you got?
Do you have any more new cosplay ideas?
I do. I always have cosplay. Come on, Cosplay Michael. All right. You're a cosplayer, I'm a cosplayer, right?
Yes.
How many cosplay ideas do you have going? What, 100, 200, a million in your brain all the time? 2?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're one of those that are kind of set and you know where you're going. Because me, I'm like, ooh, I got to cosplay that. I wonder if I should cosplay that. I want to cosplay that. Oh, that looks great. I buy a bunch of fabric. I buy a bunch of stuff. I start making something. The minute I tell someone, though, let me tell you the secret. When you start talking about your next cosplay that you're working on, the more you talk about it, the longer it'll take you to finish. So keep it quiet. Don't tell anybody what your next cosplay is, because we don't want it to take like a year to get done. You start talking about it, something will happen, you'll get distracted, you'll come on to something else, and it'll take forever. So keep it a secret.
That's right. You got to tell Dad, though, because I have to staple and duct tape.
He's not
things.
Public, that's okay.
I'm not public.
But you can only tell him at home.
Yeah.
In a home environment. You can't tell him like out here, like in an interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like.
No, you can't. If you say it, I can see if you say it, it'll be on camera. You can't do that.
You can't say it out loud.
You got to follow the advice. That's right. Okay. We'll wrap it up. You know, Cosplay Michael, can you help me? I'm gonna wrap it up. I have to say thank you to some people. Can you know who the people I have to say thank you to?
All right, folks. That about wraps it up. Before we go, we'd like to thank our friends and partners
at Some Unique Magazine,
Some Unique Magazine, Space Coast Comics, Famous Faces and Funnies,
author Yvonne Mason at Off the Chain Radio. Who's next?
So Yvonne Mason and Off the Chain Radio, Pound the Grape, Embellish Effects.
Embellish Effects. That's where we get some cosplay makeup for Cosplay Michael, right? Awesome. Good deal. Guys, thank you very much for logging on and tuning in while we hang out with Cara Nicole, the Arizona Power Girl. Check her out online. We're going to put links down below so you can find Facebook and Instagram and all the places you can follow Cara. Also, make sure you ask for her at your next con. She wants to be there. She wants to meet you. That you right there. You. Click the link. Go over there. They want to meet you. All right. As we do that, guys, remember, stay tuned in. Stay logged on.
And see who we're hanging with next.